No way! Well, I guess it's only natural to be shocked. My name's Yuji Morishita, and I was on my way to the final interview for a new job. This isn't just a move to advance my career. I really wanted to try new things, so I decided to go for a position at a startup. I somehow made it to the final round, but I glanced inside and saw her sitting there.
Aren't you going to sit down?
Her name is Wakana Aoi. She's the kind of beauty you'd expect to see as a model. And the reason I know her name is... Actually,
Are you surprised that your interviewer is your childhood friend?
yes, the person interviewing me right now is my childhood friend.
Let's get started with the interview. I'd prefer to keep things professional.
She motioned for me to sit. Got it. As she said, today's an interview. No room for personal stuff here. But still, I never thought she'd be in a position to handle a final interview like this. It's surprising. Not long ago, we were hanging out together, so it's weird to see her here. But after high school, we totally lost touch. I went to a university out of town and started living on my own. Thinking about it, it makes sense that things have changed.
Well, let's start with light questions.
She flipped through my documents, then asked,
Do you want to marry me?
"What? That question's not light. It's way too heavy."
You look warm. Are you sweating a lot?
I can't figure out what she means by this question. I thought I built up some decent work experience and prepped well for this interview. But what kind of question is this? Is this a new interview trend that I missed? If so, things have evolved in a pretty wild way. She said she'd keep things professional, so she must be serious about this question.
Is something wrong?
I should give an answer quickly, or I'll make a bad impression. Of course, if someone asks if I want to get married, she's my childhood friend and she's beautiful, who would want to marry her? But this is a final job interview. There has to be more behind this question. So maybe I should give the opposite answer. No. Cute. No, that's not the point! That was clearly the wrong answer. It's written all over her face that she's not happy with my response. I want to take it back, but I can't exactly change my answer now.
Why is that?
Why? What am I supposed to say? Well, we're childhood friends, so jumping to marriage is a bit sudden.
Doubt.
Doubt? What?
I know. You just want to see the receptionist at the entrance every day, don't you?
Whoa. How'd she get the idea that I'd be so distracted by personal matters while coming in for an interview? That's not...
I've been watching you all day.
Okay, to be fair, the receptionist was cute.
That's it for the interview. Please exit the room.
Wait, so this is how it ends? And she got the wrong idea about me. I'd love to correct her, but I'm still trying to get this job. Understood. I got up and left the room. The interview was over in an instant. When I stepped out of the room, I definitely didn't get this job. And it felt like it ended on a weird note. Was that even fair? I felt so confused and defeated. No way. I actually got the job, despite that weird interview. Wait, did she just pass me because of personal bias? My childhood friend's face popped into my head. Honestly, I wouldn't say the interview went well at all. But somehow, I got in. What does this mean? I'm not really sure, but hey, I wanted to join this company, and having someone I know there is actually kind of nice. Just then, I got another message.
You're a pervert. Your acceptance wasn't just my personal bias, by the way.
Is she trying to say she made a fair decision? Of all things to hear from her after so long, I can't tell if she's strict or not. I guess I should at least say thanks, but first, I'm always an open book, dummy. Can't let her keep that weird idea about me. Time really flies. He is no member! I'm Yuji Morishita, and I'm working here starting today. Nice to meet you all. Everyone here seems so young. Probably because it's a startup. It's a fresh change from my last job. Make sure to show him the ropes, alright?
Understood.
What the heck?
What's with that look?
Oh, it's nothing. It's obvious this setup was arranged.
I'll be in charge of your onboarding.
Then I was promptly taken to a small meeting room. Looks like I'll be in training for the whole day.
First, there are some important rules I need you to remember, so pay close attention.
Got it. Office rules, client interactions. Sometimes what you shouldn't do is as crucial as what you should do. Knowing what lines not to cross can make a big difference in the workplace. So I better listen up. I focused intently on what she said.
Office romance is off limits with anyone but me.
I felt like crying. You're insane, you know that?
Excuse me, Yuji.
I'm disappointed, Wakana. But despite all that, she explained everything clearly. The job details, little tips. She had the skills to back it up. No wonder she was in a high position. I found myself genuinely listening to her.
That's all for now.
Thank you. Suddenly, she froze mid-movement. Is something wrong?
No, it's just, it feels new hearing you speak so politely to me.
Well, we've known each other for a long time, but I guess now it's boss and subordinate.
Feels a bit strange, doesn't it? Let's drop the formalities when it's just us.
Huh? Isn't that kind of unprofessional?
It's a direct order.
What kind of reasoning is that?
It just feels weird, like there's a gap between us that I don't like.
What? Was she always like this? Maybe she's changed a bit since we last saw each other.
Plus, you seemed interested in the receptionist.
She's still bringing that up, huh? The training was intense. She squeezed in everything she could, even though it was just orientation. I get that she's got a busy role, but still. Wish she'd go a bit easier. It's only my first day here. Oh, yeah.
Thanks for your hard work today.
I glanced over at the entrance. There's the receptionist who's pretty hard to miss. Sure, she's cute, but I suddenly remembered. To be honest, after seeing Wakana again, she's way cuter.
What are you staring at?
Wah! Her voice startled me so much, I jumped. Turning around, there she was, my old friend.
Unforgivable.
I wasn't staring. In fact, I was actually thinking about how cute she looked.
After all this time, you're really gonna leave without saying goodbye?
I just figured you'd be busy or something.
Not at all.
Right, got it.
So, since we're both grown-ups, want to grab a drink?
The moment she said that, every coworker nearby turned to look. Isn't that Aoi from Yuki Corp on the 3rd floor? She's turned down every dinner invite till now, and now she's asking someone out? This is getting loud. Why don't you just go out for drinks with them sometime?
I'm not interested in going out with people who have ulterior motives.
Come to think of it, you were always careful around people.
So, what's the plan?
I'd never turn down a drink invite. I'm the kind of person who always goes if invited. So we ended up heading to a bar near the train station after a train ride. You sure about a place like this? It's kind of noisy. I thought she'd prefer somewhere more stylish and quiet.
This is fine because it's cheap. Actually, I just want to talk freely, so a quiet place where we don't have to worry about keeping up appearance isn't my style.
Fair enough. But it's kind of surreal, isn't it? Here we are, actually old enough to drink together.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, I'll go for a beer.
We're even old enough to get married, you know.
Hey, I want to ask you something.
What is it?
Do you, actually like me? You keep saying things that make me wonder.
You're saying strange things.
Yeah, I figured. She's been cute since back then, and now she's even more beautiful. A girl this stunning can't possibly like me just because we grew up together.
Of course I like you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said those things.
True, she did say that stuff. I thought you were just messing with me.
This is me trying to show my feelings.
When you're showing your feelings, it's usually a bit more, subtle, isn't it? Not that I have a ton of experience to back that up, but still.
Am I bothering you?
She glanced over at me, looking a little unsure. Even though she was just showing she liked me, she still considered how much I felt about it. She really was a considerate person. No, it's not bothering me. But we just ran into each other again during that interview, you know? I'm not sure why she'd feel that way about me.
Actually, I've liked you for a long time.
Huh?
As for why, it's hard to explain, so I can't just say it yet.
Just then, our drinks arrived. We exchanged a light cheers and started drinking. Hey, isn't it kind of embarrassing to go all out and make it obvious you like someone?
You're so annoying.
She sipped her drink slowly, watching her like this. She really has liked me since back then? Honestly, I never got that vibe from her. A week into starting work, just as I was finally starting to get used to things, and even enjoying a bit, there was one thing I picked up on. Aoi's really gorgeous, isn't she? Plus, those cute little movements she has are irresistible. No surprise, she's really popular around here. Hey, aren't you Aoi's childhood friend? Well, yeah. Wonder who's spreading that all around, since I haven't told anyone. What was she like back then? What was she like? She hasn't really changed that much. Back in high school, she was a bit more on the cute side, but now she's elegant and beautiful. She was this polite, classy, high above everyone kind of girl. Oh, I see. She was super popular back then, huh? Figures. She turned down pretty much every guy who asked her out, though. The only guy she ever talked to was me. We were always together. Huh? Wait, hold up. Now that I think about it, we really were together all the time. She'd come over to my house, turn down other guys to hang out with me, and we'd go to cafes or the arcade. I barely remember her laughing with anyone else but me. By the way... Huh? Does she smile much at work? Now that you mention it, I don't think I've ever seen her smile here. Interesting.
What are you guys talking about?
Whoa!
Aoi?
We were startled as she suddenly appeared right beside us.
Is there really any need to be that surprised? So, what were you talking about?
Your past.
I see. That's nostalgic.
What? The moment she laughed, everyone around us was shocked. Oh, we laughed? Judging from that reaction, you could tell how rarely she smiled.
It's fine to talk, but if you could lower your voices a bit, that'd be great.
She said, and then she walked away from the group. As I watched her leave, I got a message on my phone.
I have no reason to laugh in front of anyone but you.
Stop making me react like that! As the employees continued to gossip, I looked up at the ceiling. She really has liked me since back then. I never noticed. I just took it for granted that we were always together. Wait, now that I think about it... Suddenly, I started becoming really aware of her. We'd only ever interacted as childhood friends until now. Maybe it's because we haven't seen each other in a while? What would have happened if we hadn't met up again? The thought just kept creeping into my mind. The weekend. For some reason, she asked me to help her move, and I ended up at her place. Apparently, she just moved recently. She's living in such a nice place. I'm stuck in a small, run-down house. Seeing the difference between us like this makes me feel pretty pathetic. But anyway, it is what it is. But seriously, how is she so okay with inviting a guy into her place? I mean, I'm a guy too, when it comes down to it. I pressed the doorbell. I'm here!
Glad you could come.
Normally I only see her in a suit, so maybe it's just been a while since I saw her in casual clothes. You look this good?
What?
Oh no! I accidentally said what I was really thinking! Didn't you ask me to help you move? From what I can see, the room looks completely unpacked.
I did move, but that was just an excuse.
Yeah.
It's fine, right? You wouldn't have to come otherwise, would you?
True. I don't like going out, and here I am with my childhood friend who understands me so well.
So, let's play a game.
How old are you?
Well, you're always playing games at home too, aren't you?
It's sad that I can't even argue back. This takes me back. Playing games, just the two of us. We used to play games at home all the time when we were younger.
I've grown a bit since then.
You always used to lose. I remember how cute her frustrated face looked when she lost.
How about a punishment game if you lose?
It's true. A punishment game would definitely make things more fun. I'm fine with that. But what would we do?
If you win, you can order me to do anything.
What? I can't help but imagine all kinds of things.
In exchange,
She slightly blushed as she said,
if I win, you have to go out with me.
"What?" I was surprised by her sudden confession, but now it was about time to ask. Deep breath. Why do you want to be with me so badly? She's been trying to push things forward a little forcefully lately.
I regret not telling you how I felt back in high school. I've regretted it all this time. I've always wanted to be with you. And I felt so comfortable with you. I thought we'd always be like that together, even after graduation. But that didn't happen.
We each went off to school or work. If we didn't get in touch, we didn't speak. That's how our relationship had been.
That's why I don't want that kind of relationship anymore.
She's seriously focused on the TV screen. Seeing that, I couldn't help but feel something. If I'm gonna do this, I'm doing it for real.
Of course.
It's been a while since we've played a game, and for some reason, I started remembering our high school days.
I lost.
A few minutes later, I won the best of 3 match. But after losing, she curled up in the corner of the room.
How are you still so strong? I've been practicing a lot lately.
I've been playing this game in my free time too. Alright, my command, or rather, I'll ask you a favor.
Okay.
For some reason, just asking feels like my heart is racing. Even so, then, go out with me.
Huh? Is that okay?
Even I can't ignore how straightforward you're being with me. It's been a while since we last met, but we know each other so well, and it's fun to be with her. Plus, it's from such a beautiful girl. It turned into a request with no mood, though.
That's not true.
Suddenly, tears welled up in her eyes, and she jumped into my arms. But are you really okay with someone like me, who's just your subordinate?
I want you.
Hearing that, I felt relieved, and even more, I felt so happy. Let's spend a lot of time together.
Yes.
We met again after so long, became senior and junior at the same company, and I never thought she'd had feelings for me all this time. In that moment, I felt incredibly happy.
Should we live together?
That's a bit too soon.